Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Resident Culture Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This beer is called I Contain Multitudes. So this came out at the same time as Ghost Particle and Comparison is a Thief of Joy. But I didn't make it in time to get the bottles of it. And then after that, they only had it for in-house consumption, but I guess it wasn't selling for in-house that well, so they put it back on sale to go. So I was lucky enough to grab this. They only had like a case of it left, and that was all the bottles they had left. So I got 2 of them today. I'm excited to give this one a try. It is a mixed culture Saison aged in red wine barrels with rose petals and orange zest, and it is 5.5 ABV, and all the mixed culture stuff they've done so far has all been really, really good, so I am hoping and assuming, that this will follow suit, and from what I've been told from people that I trust, this one is also really good, so I'm hoping that's the case. I wasn't expecting a little bottle explosion there, but, you know, it is what it is. So as you can see, it pours I'd say a cloudy straw, like darker straw to a golden color with a thin, quickly fading, pretty carbonated white head. So there's a little bit of like banana-ish Brett character. There's some minerality there. I do get the light citrus. Almost, I don't know if that's from the orange zest. And then there is like almost like a perfumey character too. So I wonder if that's from the rose petals or something just from the yeast. I don't know. So this one's a lot more dry than the Ghost Particle was. And I don't know, it could be because it's in a red wine barrel too, which always seems to lend to more dryness than the white wine barrels. It's like you get this deep funk minerally character up front, and then it kind of falls off into like a slightly bitter, it's almost like an orange rindy character, but it's just like, it's so weird because it tastes like it's going to be really like funky juicy up front, and then it falls off like that, like into complete dryness. It's very strange. And I'm not saying that I necessarily don't like dislike that. It's just odd. Not a lot of beers have that quality. But at the same time, it doesn't taste like it's too dry. Like the Brett ate up everything in it, and it's just like so bone dry that you don't even want to drink it. It's not to that level. There is some sort of like floral character to it, so I'm assuming that's from the rose petals, because it's not something I typically see in these type of beers, and it's not something that I've gotten out of any of their wild beers yet, so I'm assuming that's what it's from. I'm not sure. It's just so crazy that it's like so flavorful up front, and then it just dries out so quickly. So I'll give it that. It is pretty unique. I'm trying to think. I think this was like $17. So I'm just teetering between if I'm gonna say drink or I was about to say drink or dump. Not a dump. Buy or drink. I'm gonna give this one a buy. because I do think it has its place and it's unique. It's not my favorite mixed culture Saison that I've had, but I do still think it's pretty good. It's better than most of the stuff that you can get in Charlotte, sans some of their other stuff, and Fauna Flora, and maybe Brewery Bavana, but they don't come around that often. And it is really flavorful. It's just I generally would prefer it to be not quite as dry and have like a longer lasting like funk minerality to it. But that's just my own preference. There's nothing about this. It's like, oh, it's gross or there's brewing flaws in it. It's just my own preference. But so I'm going to give this a buy. I think basically what it is it's the rose petal character that's really making it seem more dry than it is. And it's definitely different and unique, so I give it credit for that. So I'm going to say this is a buy for me. But if you don't like somewhat odd, like floral type stuff, you might not like this. The orange zest, I would say, is pretty muted. So it's not like super orangey or anything. But it does have a nice funk to it, and it is really clean. So, yeah, I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.